Hey everyone, and welcome to session 2, day 2 of our global summit. I am joined today by the amazing Somesh Kumar, who is going to jump live and show us how to lift our spirits. Now, Somesh, you've had over 20 years experience in the telecom industry working with leaders. You've also won the Toastmasters highest level award twice, if I believe, as well. So you've got lots of experience, lots of background in working with leaders and coaching, and I'm really excited to learn what you're going to be sharing with us today on how we can lift our spirits.
Thank you very much, Paul. I'm really excited to be a part of this Ignite Your Passion Summit from Coaching Minds. It's a great privilege to be on this platform, and it's a great privilege to interact with the audience here. Thank you so much.
It's a great privilege to have you here, and I'm going to hand you over the floor, and I'm looking forward to what you've got to share with us today. So thanks, Somesh. Appreciate this.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing great today. The topic of my talk and the discussion that we'll do today is called Lift Your Spirits. Yes, lift. And lift is an acronym that I have created. L meaning listen, I meaning inspire, F meaning focus, and T meaning thrive. So listen, inspire, focus, and thrive. These are the 4 things that I want to talk about today in our session. It's great to see some comments coming up here, and I would really appreciate if we make this session as interactive as possible. Any kind of presentation has to be a two-way communication. Only when it is two-way communication, people are engaged, both from the side of presenter and from the side of audience. So I really appreciate if we can have the comments and questions during the presentation, and we can discuss on whatever points I have been making during my presentation. But thank you all for joining. And let me share the screen here in terms of what we want to discuss today. It's called Listen, Inspire, Focus, Thrive. Lift your spirits. Right. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about here is that we lift ourselves and each other to keep excelling in life. The most important thing about lift is to first lift ourselves. What is the reason for that? The reason is we can never give anything out of an empty cup. If we are not enthusiastic ourselves, if we don't have energy ourselves, if we don't have the passion in ourselves, then we cannot give it to others. So the most important thing is to understand what our passion is. What is it that we want to give? What is it that is full in us and it wants to overflow out from us? And each and every one of us are uniquely positioned to contribute towards the world. Very, very uniquely positioned. And the contribution does not need to be something like being very famous or being a millionaire or being a billionaire. That's not the only way to contribute to the world. The contribution can also be just by being present, because the presence is extremely important. Being in the moment Unfortunately, the contemporary society we are in has so much distractions. And when we get distracted, we are not being in the moment. And this is one of the things that I want to talk about in terms of the listen part. So before going into the details of the four main points that I wanted to discuss today, I wanted to give a quick introduction about who am I in terms of what I do. So I'm originally from a place in India called Kerala. It's a state in India, and I've been in Ireland since the year 2000. I've got 20 plus years of corporate experience and 15 plus years in leadership roles. I got 3 master's degree in software engineering, technology and innovation management, and masters of business administration. And I got distinguished Toastmaster award twice from Toastmasters International. And what I'm passionate about is what is leadership. That is my passion, to actually first of all understand what leadership is and to inform others about what leadership is. And as I'm mentioning in the slide, leadership is nothing but influencing, nothing else other than influencing. Robin Sharma talks about how to be a leader without having a title. Generally, there is a misconception that we need to have some huge title to be a leader. And that's not the truth. The truth is, if we are able to influence someone, we are a leader. So each and every one of us is a leader to a certain extent. So someone is within a family. We have our siblings, we have our parents, we have our kids, if you're married or so. In all these cases, we are interacting with people. And when we are interacting with people, we are influencing them. So whenever we are influencing someone, we are a leader. It does not need to be that we need to have some kind of title, like a general manager or a chief operating officer or a chief executive officer. All these are executives, as they are called. It's not that only executives are leaders. It's not that only the people at the senior management team are leaders. It's not that the people at line management team are leaders. It's not that the people at project management or program management team are leaders. Even a person who is in a team and who is influencing his teammates, that person is a leader as well. So leadership is about influence. What kind of influence I have on my people, on the people who are with me? How am I influencing that person? And there is a very beautiful saying from Carl Jung. He says that you are not someone who says what you will do. You are someone who actually does it. So sometimes we say a lot of things, but we won't do it. So until and unless we actually do it, we are not leaders. So leaders, not only they show the way, but they actually go the way. And one of the great example in the history is of Mahatma Gandhi. He actually was a leader who actually showed the way. He not only knew the direction, but he walked in that direction. And that is what leadership is all about. And when we walk in the direction in which we want to go, we influence the people to walk together with us in that direction. And that is leadership. So that's a very small introduction that I had to give in terms of what I'm doing. And now I'll come to our 4 basic pillars that I call in terms of understanding our real nature and our real uniqueness and how we can thrive in this world. Unfortunately, the world has been going through a very unprecedented circumstance during the last 1.5 years or so. And so people are not actually thriving, but we are just trying to survive. So there's a big difference between just surviving and thriving. And what we are going to do here is through these four ways, through the four pillars that I call, we are actually going to thrive. When we are lifting ourselves, we are thriving. So the first is in terms of listen. This is the first point that I want to convey. And listen is to our intuition. So we have these mental faculties. We have got wonderful mental faculties. And through these faculties, that is what is distinguishing us from other species of life. We as human beings, what is it that distinguishes us? It is these mental faculties that we have. Imagination, intuition, and all these wonderful perception. We have all these qualities. So it's listening is one of the most important and key skills that we can develop through our whole life. Literally through our whole life, we can keep developing our listening skills. And listening is not just to someone else who is speaking. Listening is also about understanding what our original passions are. Listening to what we actually want to do. And listening to what the body and mind is saying to us. And that can be done only when we are in a peaceful state of mind. If the mind is disturbed, if we are thinking of thousands of different things, then we will not be able to understand what our intuition is saying. So this is very important to understand. Listen. So listening to what our real purpose. So as I said in the beginning, each and every one of us is uniquely positioned to give something that no one else in this world can give. Each and every one. And as I said in the beginning as well, it is not like being famous or being a millionaire or being a billionaire. It's not that. It's actually just by being humble, by being respectful to others. That is influencing. Even just one person. If a person, if you're going on a street and we are seeing someone who is not in a good state of mind, and if somehow through our presence that person gets lifted, then we are a leader, we are an influencer, and we are creating that unique positive energy in the world that only we can provide. So that is very important. So that is about. And one more thing about listening to the intuition is in terms of, as I said in the beginning, we cannot give something that we don't have. So if we don't have energy, we cannot give energy to others. If we don't have enthusiasm, we cannot give enthusiasm to others. If we don't have passion, we cannot give passion to others. So first of all, we need to understand what we have within us. And when we understand that, then we are really focused on providing that to the other person. So this is a very important point that we should try and understand. And another point is we experience people in this world who are very giving type of people. So the people who are not caring for themselves, but they are so much interested to give that somehow they don't take care of themselves. And this is another point that is very important. Coming back to the thing about we cannot give from an empty glass. We have to have our glass full so that we can give. So that means that it's very important to take care of ourselves. It is very important to understand how much tired we are, for example. And when the body is giving those messages, listening to the body. When the mind is giving those messages, listening to the mind. And then acting accordingly, changing our different actions accordingly. So that is very important. And that's what I mean by listen. It's not, of course, listening, active listening is very important as well. What do I mean by active listening? Again, the thing about being present in the moment. What does being present in the moment mean? It means that we are not thinking about something else while physically being here. And our mind is very expert at that. Our mind is expert at going to hundreds of different places, except being at a place where we want to be. And the best way of coming out of that catch 22 situation of the mind is to first of all notice that the mind is drifting away. So immediately when we notice that the mind is drifting away, that is the first step, and that itself will help us in controlling the mind, and that itself will help us in being present in the moment. Generally what happens is that we are not aware of that the mind is drifting. The mind drifts, and then we drift along with the mind, and then next thing we know is we are not at the place where we should be. And that happens, and it's a very natural thing that happens to us. And this is what we have to do. So just to observe, just to be an observer. And actually, we are the observers. Our original nature is being an observer. We can clearly understand. For example, this is very logical thing. When we were born, we were very small, and then we have started growing, and now we are big, and then after some time we'll become old, and then we will die. It all happens. This is life. We have birth, we grow, we become youthful, and then we go through old age, and then we die. And what is all this happening? We are an observer there, isn't it? We were existing when we were a child. We are existing when we are in this state, and we'll exist in the old age state. So this is the thing about observing. If we look at the whole life, we are an observer there. So similarly, when we have that thing in our mind about being an observer, then we'll be able to listen properly. Then we'll be able to understand that the mind is drifting. And once we become aware of the drifting of the mind, immediately we'll be in the present moment. So this was what I wanted to talk about. And so learn to be at peace within. This is extremely important. So an example is given of that of a stone thrown in a water. If you throw a stone in a water, what happens? The ripples come within the water, right? So this is what happens when we have some thought coming in our mind. The mind is created, a ripple is getting created in the mind. And if there are, in a day, we have hundreds and hundreds of thoughts that keep on coming. And every time the thought is coming, the mind is getting in a ripple state. But when we observe that thought is coming and we give weight to the thought that is empowering us, then we are in a positive state of mind. When we are in a positive state of mind, we are emanating the positivity outside, and people catch. So there is a thing called law of vibration. So what is the law of vibration is each and every one of us is vibrating at a particular energy, depending on what our thoughts are, depending on what thoughts we focus on. If we are focusing on negative thoughts, then unfortunately we are vibrating negative energy. If we are focusing on positive thoughts, automatically we are projecting positivity in the world. And one of the things about law of vibration is we project what we are inside, outside, and actually we attract whatever is outside, inside as well. So it becomes a catch-22 situation, unfortunately. So if, say, for example, if someone is having negative thoughts and they focus on that negative thoughts, they are not only emanating a negative energy, but they are also attracting negative energy to them. But this is it's very that's why it's very important to understand what thoughts are coming and which thought I am giving a red carpet welcome to. We actually do that, and that's how we become the creatures of habit. When we give a red carpet, when we keep giving red carpet welcome to negative things, we become creatures of habit, and then we are always in a state of anxiety, and then that becomes a norm. Being anxious becomes norm instead of being peaceful. So that's why it's very important to to understand what is my state of mind at the moment. Is my state of mind at peace, or is my state of mind at anxiety? And accordingly, if I understand my state of mind is anxiety, that is the first step. Sometimes it is so that there are blind spots that we have, unfortunately. And because of those blind spots, we are not able to even know that we are always in an anxious state of mind. And that is, unfortunately, a very dangerous position to be in. And this is what I kind of want to serve everyone with, to help understand that we are not our thoughts. We are the observer of thoughts. And whatever thought we give a red carpet welcome to, we become associated with that thought. And that thought becomes us. So it's all, and one of the things about this is it's all subtle. It's not gross, you know. The gross is like we see the body. That is gross. We see a person. But thoughts, can we see thoughts of another person? But we can understand what a person is thinking through their actions. If a person is thinking, if a person is through their expressions, right? If we are happy, then our expressions will be happy. Of course, a person can mask themselves, but they cannot mask themselves forever. That will not last. Finally, the truth will be exposed. The mask cannot be kept forever. So this is what I wanted to talk about. So learn to be free in thought and decision making. So there is a voice that doesn't use words. Listen. So that's a wonderful quote there. And then listen and silent are spelled with the same letters. Again, a very important point there. Listen and silent. So the letters are the same. So when are we able to listen? When our mind is silent. When our mind is not running after, when the ripples are not getting created in the mind, then we are able to listen. But if the mind is running from one place to another, like we are actually listening here, but physically we are here in the form of body, but our mind is thinking of going and enjoying something or going somewhere else. Then even though physically we are here, mentally we are not here. And if we are mentally not in a place, then actually we are not in the place. Even though we are physically, we might be there. So the subtlety of our existence, it's amazing. If you understand how the subtle aspects influence our gross aspects, it's just amazing. And this is what the world is about. So this is what I wanted to talk about in terms of the world is giving you answers each day, learn to listen. So that's another very important point there. Every time we are going out in the world, there are different, it depends. A very good example that people give is, suppose you are planning to buy a particular type of car, and then suddenly you notice that car everywhere. Why is that? Because our mind has thought about that I want to get this car, and the mind is thinking on those lines, and immediately we start noticing that everywhere. So we have got this filter within our mind, and this filter is the one that we have to use to our advantage to see the positive aspects rather than seeing negativity, seeing the positivity in every situation. And that is how we are vibrating positivity from us and attracting positivity towards us. So this is about listen. Now the second pillar that I wanted to talk about is, which is the lift, inspire. So inspiration, it's a wonderful word, inspiration. What does inspiration mean actually? Inspiration means that I am passionate about something and I'm inspired to go in that direction. If you're passionate about something, that passion comes out from us. And when that passion comes out from us, we are inspiring others. So this is, and to inspire others, whatever I'm talking about here, the 4 steps, the 4 pillars, listen, inspire, focus, and thrive, everything is coming in that order, right? So it is in that order. So the first thing is to have that peaceful state of mind where we are where we are fully at peace with ourselves. We are not anxious. What is the next thing I have to do? What is the next thing I have to do? Will I get this or not? Will I get that or not? So that is an anxious state of mind. But when I'm peaceful, I'm peaceful. I'm not, neither I'm thinking about what I'm going to do at the next hour, nor I'm thinking about what if I don't get this, what is going to happen? Nothing. I'm just very peaceful. So when we are in that peaceful state of mind, then we can inspire others. That is a prerequisite. And peaceful state does not mean that we are not doing anything, or we are talking in a way that is very like boring way. Sometimes people associate peace with being inert, not doing anything. But actually, the real state of peacefulness is when we are spreading that passion across the world. Internally, we are like that silent lake without any ripples. Externally, that peaceful vibration is bringing out the passion within us. Inspiration is when we listen to our unique purpose. So when we listen intently to our unique purpose, then we are in a state of inspiring others. We reach a place of self-inspiration. So this is what I'm calling it, self-inspiration. So self-inspiration is the state of mind where we know what I want to do, and then I'm doing it. So and then how do we inspire? We inspire when we are in a state of mind where we are continuously going in the direction where we want to go. It's not that we are kind of stagnant at one place. We are continuously going in that direction and continuously going after our dreams. We are not quitting. So that wonderful saying that life has two rules. So never quit, and always remember rule number one. So this is a very important point there. And when we reach the place of self-inspiration, then we are inspiring others. So be with people who inspire you to become stronger and better. So this is another quote that is very important there. So whoever we are with, in terms of being with someone, whoever we are with, we basically will be like that. In terms of the association creates that. So I've actually taken off the sharing now, because I think it might be good to directly talk like this, to actually be with you and not have the slides distract us. But I'll still keep that momentum going in terms of understanding what we have to. People inspire you or they drain you. Pick them wisely. So this is one of the quotes that says that whoever we are associating with, we are getting their energy. So therefore, it is very important. And it is even said that we are the reflection of the people who we spend our time with. If we are unfortunately spending our time with people who are negative, they are draining our energy, and then we also become negative. But if you're similarly, if you're spending time with people who are positive, then we are becoming positive. So this is about inspiration. So the two things about inspiration is coming to the first pillar, that we have to be in a listening state of mind, and the second pillar, that is in terms of the company that we keep with other people. So if the company has to be inspirational company, and if the company is inspirational, then we get inspired ourselves. This is about inspire. And then the third part that I wanted to talk about is the F, that is the focus. So it is lift your spirits. That's what the program is about. So F is focus. So when we have the listening state of mind, listening to others and listening to our own, understanding our own thoughts, and when we are in a state of inspiration, then we have to get to the state of focus. So one of the things about focus is we cannot get to a state of inspiration, without a requisite focus. So they both feed each other. So inspiration cannot continue for a long term, like a marathon run, if there is no focus. Inspiration will actually become a sprint, 100-meter sprint. But that is not what we want. What we want is an inspirational state that lasts for eternity, if it is possible to last for eternity. Even though the concept of eternity is not there in the form of life that we are living, because at a certain point of time we do die. But whatever lifetime we have, the whole lifetime can become a lifetime of inspiration when we have focus. And focus is extremely important. There is this. Okay, thank you. There's this comment coming. We are an average of five people we spend our time with. So absolutely, thank you for that comment. So here, in terms of, there are different quotes. For example, Bruce Lee says a successful warrior is the average man with a laser-like focus. What a wonderful quote by Bruce Lee. The successful warrior is an average man with a laser-like focus. That is the importance. There is one more quote which says that I'm not afraid of a fighter who knows thousands of moves. I am afraid of a fighter who has perfected one move 1,000 times. So it is a focus, focus on one particular thing and then going after it. And how do we focus? Because we have inspiration for a particular thing, we focus. If I have interest in a certain thing, my focus will automatically go towards it. If I don't have interest in a particular thing, I will not even care about it. So these are the two polar opposites. So focus comes from interest. It comes from inspiration. And there is this saying, follow on course until success. This is a kind of acronym given to focus. Follow on course until success. FOCUS. Wonderful acronym. So we are not quitting. So that is the most important thing there. There is one talk which I had listened to where the person was saying that if you want to achieve something, try to attempt it 10 times. Seriously, 10 times. So then the person is saying that you are giving that particular thing that you want to do at least a kind of 90% chance. If you're attempting. So it's a very important concept here. So sometimes what happens is I want to do something and I'm very passionate about it. And I try to do it once and somehow I fail at it. And when I fail, immediately I say that should I attempt the second time or not? And then the second time I attempt half-heartedly. And then I don't succeed. And then I say, I don't want to attempt the third time. I'm leaving now. This is what happens in a normal course of events. But what we have to do is we have to persist. Persistence is the key. When we are persisting with focus and despite any setbacks, we are not quitting. We keep going in that direction. Whatever happens, we keep going in that direction. Edmund Hillary, for example, who climbed the Mount Everest, how many setbacks that person had received? If we talk about Thomas Alva Edison, he has discovered so many wonderful discoveries. But when he was experimenting things, he failed so many times. Hundreds of times he failed, but he kept attempting at it. Why did he do that? Because he had that inspiration. He had that focus. He was listening to his intuition. And when we are doing that, when we are listening to intuition, when we are inspired by that intuition, and when we focus on what we want to do, nothing can stop us from getting success. Nothing, literally nothing. So this is it's very important. So focus is an extremely important part, and that is a third pillar that I'm talking about. So there is another wonderful saying here, which is saying that life is like a camera. Focus on what's important, and you will capture it perfectly. Wonderful saying again. Life is like a camera. So if the camera is focused properly, we capture it. So if our focus is proper on a particular thing, we capture it, we get it. What we want, we get it. But the focus has to be laser-like focus. So there is another saying which is saying that secret of change is to focus all of our energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. That is the secret of focus. Generally, what happens is when we are going through a change, the change curve, they say, is a bell curve. Some people change, for them, change is like immediately they just change. They don't have an issue. Some people take a good bit of time to change, and some people don't want to change at all. So this, and it's extremely important to be flexible. I think it's very important, but not losing focus. What do I mean by being flexible and not losing focus? In the sense that what we want, we could get in a different way, but we'll get what we want. So we have a particular, there is a very good graph that they say. So I expect that I will reach from point A to point B in a straight line, right? That is my expectation, that I'm here and I want to get there and I'll go in a straight line. But what happens in reality? In reality, we go like this, we go like this, we go like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. But finally, we will reach. Undoubtedly, we will reach if we have the focus, if we have the inspiration, if we have the interest. So that is the third point that I wanted to convey. And the fourth point was about what is the end goal. The T is about thriving. So thriving is a state of being where we are full of energy. Have you ever noticed a time when we are doing something and we never lose the energy? You know, we are doing that, and even though we are doing it a lot, but our energy keeps on increasing. Instead of decreasing, the energy is increasing. And that is thriving. Thriving is a place where we are working through our passion, where we are inspiring others through our passion. That is a state of being in a state of thriving state rather than surviving. What is a state of surviving? That is when we are just going on with the flow. You know, we are. It's probably a wrong way to say going on with the flow, because going on with the flow probably could be thriving as well. Surviving is when it is like a motion. The motions are just going on, but we are not enjoying it. So when we are not enjoying what we are doing, we are in a state of surviving. But if we enjoy what we are doing, we are in a state of thriving. And when we are listening, when we are inspiring, and when we are focusing, then we go into the state of thrive. So that is my fourth pillar that I'm talking about. So there is a saying where it says that we are not here to get to tomorrow. We are here for today, to bloom today. We were made to thrive. So it's a very important, very beautiful saying that each and every one of us are made to thrive in this world that we are in. And when we are thriving in the world, we are inspiring. Okay, Shubhra Roy, thriving when we going with a face instead of surviving. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for your comment. And Amy Hicks, yeah, I've been in the state of surviving for a while. Thank you for your comment, Amy Hicks. And it happens, you know, we go through those phases. We have a phase where we are not in a thriving state of mind, and that's okay, because we all go through the ups and downs. The most important thing is to realize that these ups and downs are part of our package that we have got. Now, we can never be in a state of always being up, always in the thrive state, or always in a survive state. We'll always go from survive to thrive, and sometimes we'll come down to survive. But that's okay. Most important thing is to understand that this fluctuations will happen, because actually this world that we are living in is a world of duality. It is so what do I mean by world of duality? How could we be positive in spite of negative experience? Thank you for your question. It shows us Facebook user. How could we be positive in spite of negative experience? Very good question. And this is easier said than done. I can 100% I can say that it is easier said than done. How can we do is when if you heard my talk from the beginning, I talked about listen and listening to our mind, listening to our thoughts. So what we have to understand when we have the negative experience is that this negative experience is not going to last forever. Nothing lasts forever. Uh, the, Neither the negativity lasts forever, and unfortunately, the positivity also doesn't last forever. And that's what I was meaning by duality of this material world. What is the duality? We have the daytime, we have light, the sunlight and everything. We have the night, the darkness, right? So that is duality. We have happiness, but we have sorrow as well, right? And we have heat and we have cold as well. This is duality. And one of the important, I think it's basically an ironic thing or a contradictory thing is that we cannot understand happiness unless we know what is distress. Imagine a time when, imagine a life where no one knows about, there is only happiness, right? There is no sorrow in this world. How would that feel? Of course, it will be the heavenly feeling. But what does it mean, really? There is no experience. Experience is made up of everything, all encompassing. When we go to watch a film, what if in a film there were no twists and turns? The film was just going in the same track, right? Would it be interesting film? No, it'll become boring. No one will watch such a film, right? So this life is actually a film where we are the directors, and we can make ourselves the heroes. It's up to us, whether we want to be director of our film, and we want to be the main hero of our film, or we want to play a side character and someone who is not directing. This is very important, and that is thriving. The thriving is when we are directing the life of our film as a director of our film. We are moving that film. We are the producer of a film. We are the hero of a film, and all the others are the side characters. Christine O'Connell, yes, we have to process through it every state. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And Shubhra Rai, everything is temporary, nothing is permanent. Absolutely, yes, 100%. I think so. Be flexible, bend, and not break. Absolutely, 100%. I see Facebook user there. Be flexible, bend, and not break. We manifest a story, Christine O'Connell. Thank you. Yes, be flexible, bend, and not break. So aptly put. So if you're being too flexible, and if our body is not that flexible, then we'll break. So absolutely. So. And the flexibility for each person will vary because we all are unique. Some person would be very malleable, so they can be totally flexible. Some people are a little bit rigid, and that's okay. Everyone is different. The most important thing is to know what our nature is, who we are. It's very important to understand, and then work with it. Like if there is no silver bullet here. No, we don't have any silver bullet. It's all dependent on the uniqueness of each and every individuals. We are all some people are introvert, but when they are in a public speaking forum, they become suddenly extroverts. In a personal kind of way, they might be very, very much introvert. So all these different uniqueness is there in each and every one of us. And we just need to understand our uniqueness and thrive. We have to, the positivity that we have in us, we have to use it and thrive with it. That is the most important thing here. So in terms of the thrive, thank you, Shubhra Roy. Life is a theater and we are our own directors of our theater. Absolutely, absolutely. So another way to say is like we are a kind of a multi-billion-dollar movie. Uh, what is multi-billion dollar? Does life, the life itself, can we actually give a value to the one life? No, it can pay billions of dollars, but we cannot give a value to one life. It's there is no value. It's priceless. Life is priceless. But it's a metaphor that we are using here, that we are like a billion-dollar movie, a walking billion-dollar movie being directed by me. I'm the hero in that, and everyone is working with me, and we are together making this wonderful movie, which is me. It's a very powerful thought, and this is the state of thriving. And the state of thriving is the understanding that we are, the directors of our own movie. We can direct our life whatever direction we want to go to. It's not that the whatever way the life goes, I will go that way. We also have the power to actually change the course of our movie. We can make our movie a little bit more twisty and turny, a little bit more interesting, of course. But it's very important to understand the risks when you're taking the risky steps, and to understand if we have a mitigation plan. If you want to make a movie too risky, then we should understand whether we have a mitigation plan or not behind the risk that we are going to take. So that is thriving. So thriving is, so there's another wonderful saying which is saying that don't exist, live. Get out and explore, thrive, challenge authority, challenge yourself, evolve, change forever. So challenge authority means that if the authority is giving some wrong or negative things, then we don't need to follow the authority. We can challenge the authority. We have the power to challenge the authority. And Maya Angelou, beautiful, she's got so many nice sayings, quotes, and she says that my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. What a wonderful saying. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Passion, compassion, humor, style. 100%. So this is what, and each and every one of us has that to a certain degree or to a larger degree, but we all have that. We have passion, we have compassion, we have humor, and we have style. Don't exist, live. Absolutely, Amy Hicks. Thank you for your comment. Yes, existence. And Christine O'Connell, thriving is living. Yes, go out and make it happen. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Go out and make it happen. What a great way to say it. Yes, 100%, 100%. And this is what we as individuals have the power. We can make it happen if we have the will. So there's the saying that says, where there is a will, there is a way. Right. So if we have that focus, then we have that will, and then the way will make out itself. So this is about thriving. And then there is this wonderful saying from Deepak Chopra. He's saying that the ego is not who you really are. The ego is your self-image. It is a social mask. It is a role you are playing. Your social mask thrives on approval. It wants control, and it is sustained by power because it lives in fear. So this is another thing. It's a very, very profound saying by Deepak Chopra. So it is about understanding our ego. It wants control, and it is sustained by power because it lives in fear. Such a wonderful statement. That is ego. If you're living in fear and we want control, then it's a very bad state to be in. So this is what I wanted to talk about. Listen, inspire, focus, and thrive. And if you want to kind of understand in terms of what how I can help you in terms of your journey, in terms of your own journey. I have this. I'll just share this details about what I am kind of offering here. So the most important thing is we are saying that let's lift ourselves and others. We can together apply the lift program through 4 months. So what I'm talking about here is a package of 4 months where we all together as a group lift ourselves. We lift our spirits by inspiring each other, by being in the company of each other. And going back to what I said in the beginning, we are, what we tell ourselves every day will either lift us up or tear us down. So this is what I was talking about in terms of the thoughts that we are having. What thought I am giving a red carpet welcome to. If I'm giving red carpet welcome to negative thoughts, then what is happening is I am tearing myself down. If I am giving red carpet welcome to a positive thought and continuously focusing on positive thoughts, then I'm lifting myself up. And when I'm lifting myself up, through that process of lifting myself up and spreading that positivity outside, I'm lifting everyone else also along with me. So this is the page that I have, SKC2 at your service. So succeed with knowledge and confidence. That is the name of this page, SKC2 at your service. And this is a program that I have. So it is a coaching program for. I'll actually paste this in the chat as well in terms of what I want to offer here to everyone here. So this is the offer that I wanted to kind of give. This is a service, succeed with knowledge and confidence. So coaching. So that is SKC2, succeed with knowledge and confidence coaching. So the two things that are important for us to succeed is knowledge and confidence. Knowledge of what I am talking about, and confidence. With what confidence I'm conveying that knowledge. What conviction I have about the knowledge that I have. So these are the two important things. And this is a coaching program for leaders and executives to lead from heart. And as I said in the beginning, the leader is not someone who is only an executive. And that's why I have and executives there. So any kind of professional leaders, like professional, for example, managers or senior managers, it's not that. It's not just that. Leader is anyone who is influencing someone else is a leader. So actually everyone is qualified to be in this course. It's not just the executives. So it will be a kind of 4 months. So I'll just type that in. It'll be a 4 months course, group course, group coaching, and so we are going through the lift process basically. The lift process that I mentioned here: listen, inspire, focus, and thrive. So it's a 4 months group coaching, listen, inspire, focus, thrive, and everyone is welcome to join this course. And we all together will lift ourselves up. This world needs as much positivity as we can give it, especially in these circumstances. It's good that slowly we are coming out of this lockdown now. For the whatever 1.5 years, this unfortunate situation of this virus was there, and it actually created a lot of unfortunate situations, ranging from people dying and people losing close relatives to actually a lot of mental health issues, that people are isolated within their homes, they are not able to meet each other. So all that social interactions. Of course, we online we are meeting, but online meeting is not. Everyone acknowledges this, that online meeting is not as real as a physical meeting when we actually meet people. So unfortunately, the world has been going through that phase, and now slowly everything is opening up. All things are getting so we are going into the positive state as well now. But what is the thing? as I mentioned in the beginning, during the course of my talk as well, that it depends on a perspective. Any situation, we can look at it from a negative perspective, or we can look at it from a positive perspective. Every situation, there is nothing which is 100% negative, and there is nothing that is 100% positive. And that is what I meant by duality of this material world, the duality of the world that we live in. We are there is nothing. There is nothing like always happiness. There is nothing like always sorrow. And this is the best way to kind of understand the significance of what we talked about. Listen, inspire, focus, and thrive. So we listen to our intuition, we listen to our thoughts, we listen to what is coming up in the mind. And the mind is such a amazing instrument that we have. It's just totally amazing, because if the mind is under control, we can control our life. We control our life. If the mind is not in our control, our life is not controlled. Right? So it's such an important. And what is mind? Mind is basically a group of thoughts, a set of thoughts, right? Lots of thoughts coming in, and we just whatever, and it's a loop actually. Unfortunately, it's a loop. So if we are used to being in negative thought, then we'll continue to be in that loop unless we actually become an observer. Like as I mentioned in the beginning, we are actually an observer. We are not a part of that. Like for example, director is not acting in the movie, right? So director is directing the movie, but he's not part of the movie. So the observer part in us is like the director, and we have to be in the director mode as much of times as we can, and then we'll be actually able to direct our lives. And then sometimes we can be in the mode of being the hero. So that would mean that I have identified with a particular thought, a positive thought, and I become the hero of the movie. If I identify with a negative thought, then I become a villain of the movie, right? so I actually become the negative character of the movie, and I kind of do negative things. So the thing about what William Shakespeare told about that this whole world is a stage is so true. And we are all playing our parts. We are all the actors in this stage of the world, and we all have that ability to give out our uniqueness to the world, whatever way it be. It's not that it's only fame or it's only money. Just being present, just being in the moment. If you are in the moment, if you are present, we are actually, we can still radiate whatever we have. So thank you all so much for your time, and it has been a real pleasure to be with you and share my thoughts on how we can lift our spirits and thrive always. By always, I don't mean that we forcefully thrive ourselves. We can actually go through the thrive and survive curve, but we always remember that thriving is in our hands. No one can take it away from us. Thank you all so much for your time. It has been a great pleasure. Thank you so much. I was seeing some other screen popping up. Yes, Paul.
Hey,
so much,
hey, Somesh, sorry about that. I'm having connection issues. I had to go and pick something up and everything. But I want to say thank you so much. It was an absolutely amazing session. Really loved everything that you shared. Lift Your Spirits is an acronym that I always keep from the last time you presented it. It was so great to see it the second time as well. So thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for your energy and for tuning in. Don't forget, we have our networking event right now. So you can jump straight across to Zoom. You can find it in Facebook or in the Hub. We're going to get together, connect with some people. Somesh, I don't know if you're joining us, I don't know if you have time, but it's an opportunity for us to meet other members, connect with each other, and take conversations further. So thank you so much, Somesh.
Yeah.
Everybody, and I'll see you guys there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul, and thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.